Hi, everybody. I hope this is working. I'm still not used to their new system that they have for live streaming. So I apologize if I'm a little not the best at this. I'm trying. So I thought it would be fun today to do a little live stream with you guys because I feel like I've been a little bit, I don't know, distant from my channel the last couple of weeks. I've been a little sick and it's been kind of all that I've had in me to get everything done for the podcasts that I do and all of the different writing that I've been doing. So I thought first I'd tell you all about that. We've had a great a bunch of episodes over at Hallmarkie's podcast. Just today, I was really excited. I got to interview the showrunner for When Calls the Heart, and that was the first time that I'd ever gotten to interview a showrunner, find out about their job, and so that was really cool. And I do at least weekly interviews over there at Hallmarkie's podcast. So definitely make sure you're checking that out and you're subscribed or listen to it on the various podcast apps. I'm really proud of all the stuff that we do. And we try to make it fun for people, even if you don't watch Hallmark movies. So, but yeah, I've been very, very busy over there. Also busy here. I know that I need to do my Did the Right One Win? Hopefully I can get that done this weekend. Like I said, I've just been kind of sick and it's been hard. I've been writing a lot. I make sure you're subscribed to my blog so that you get all of my reviews, but also done quite a bit for Rotoscopers this last couple of weeks. I had an interview with composer Kevin Kiner, who writes the music for the Clone Wars and Rebels and all of that fun stuff. And so that was really cool. It was my first ever interview with someone from Lucasfilms, and it seemed like they were really happy with what I did. And so hopefully that's the case. And so, yeah, I was excited about that. I also did a review of Zombies 2 for Rotoscopers, and I was really proud of an article that I did on women in animation, where I started with kind of the ink and paint women and Mary Blair and Retta Scott and just the great animators, and then going through all the way to current female animators. And it was a lot of work, and it didn't quite go the way that I'd hoped with somebody was going to buy it, but they decided not to, so that was disappointing. But I'm still glad that it got published on Rotoscopers and that people that read it seem to have enjoyed it. So definitely want to check that out. I'll try to put a link in the description when I'm done to that. I've also been writing on my site. You want to make sure you're subscribed to there because I put a lot of reviews on there. My screener people, they seem to like written reviews better than YouTube reviews, and I think I'm probably better at it, so that's why I do that a lot more. But I have the Invisible Man over there review. I have a Blind Spot. It's my 50th Blind Spot review, which was kind of exciting that I've been doing it that long. But it's Born Yesterday. I reviewed the original and the 1993 remake. The remake was pretty bad. So anyway, but that's out there. I have reviews of The Photograph, Shaun the Sheep, Farmageddon, The Call of the Wild, all that over at my site. So definitely make sure you check all of that out. I review of Sonic, which I really enjoyed and I thought was so cute. I know, it charmed me. What can I say? So definitely that took up a lot of my time. Hey, everybody. Let me know if you have any questions. And so I wanted to go over some of the different things that I've been watching. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is the PBS Masterpiece series, Sanditon. And this is an interesting series because it's based on half a book that Jane Austen didn't finish. And so really they had like an opportunity to do a Jane Austen adaptation, but like create a whole different ending, a whole new ending. You could do anything that you want. And it's adapted by Andrew Davies, who did the Colin Firth Pride and Prejudice. He's done a bunch of these. And I was pretty disappointed by this, unfortunately. I thought that the head couple was pretty good that played Charlotte and and Sydney, and they had pretty good chemistry. But I won't get into it, spoilers, but I hated the ending they chose. I thought it was terrible. And I thought that most of the side plots did not work for me. That I didn't care about the characters, and they were really, really soapy. And I feel like if you're going to pull off that soapy dynamic, you have to make it a little bit more fun. And so it ends up just feeling kind of boring. And I thought that it was way too long. I don't think there was enough meat on the bones in that story for 8 episodes. I think they should have made it probably 4, and it would have been much better. So that was a bummer. It's handsomely mounted. It looks beautiful, but it was disappointing. I've also been watching Doctor Who. We'll have our finale coverage this week, and so you definitely want to make sure to check that out. And I wasn't that thrilled with the finale, so that was disappointing. But, it is what it is, I guess. I got to watch a couple trailers. I saw the trailer for Connected today, and I couldn't do a trailer reaction because I was actually at the doctor's because I've been having some asthma problems, not been feeling the best. And so, yeah, I saw the trailer for Connected, and I thought it was so cute. It was so charming. I think every family will be able to relate to this movie, with, being glued to your phones and all of that. And so that was really good. And also I just loved the animation. It had a little bit of a 2D quality to it, which I was a big fan of. And I think it'll be funny. And I heard some people complaining about the robots, that looked a little tired, and I can see that. I can see what they're saying, but I really liked the trailer a lot. I thought it was so cute. So yes, and then we have the Rumble trailer we got this last week, and it did not look good to me at all. I try to be a little bit forgiving with these kind of level of animated films on these small budgets, but I don't know, just all the jokes. I'm not into wrestling, so maybe people that are super into wrestling, maybe they will like this movie. But it also seemed way too early to have this trailer. I mean, it's not coming out till next year. I don't see any benefit it really does to help your movie to have it this far out. I think like 6 months out, I think that makes more sense, especially for this kind of movie. So I wasn't thrilled with the Rumble trailer. If any of you have seen it, if you're listening or watching, let me know what you think. And if any of you watched Sanditon, let me know if you liked it better than I did. So there, very well. It's been so busy, so much with the Hallmarkies podcast. Also, a friend of mine had a tragedy in her life, and that was really hard for, just to go to the funeral for her daughter who passed away. It was very sad. So that took up my whole weekend this last weekend. I am planning on doing Did the Right One Win series. I was going to do it this last weekend, and like I said, I ended up having to go to this funeral, so I wasn't able to do it. So hopefully this weekend I'll be able to get to do it. And so let's talk about some other stuff that I watched in February. I have to say, I felt like Hallmark has been kind of off their game as far as they have they used to call it Countdown to Valentine's. Now they have Love Ever After. And I really only liked 1 out of 4. Another was okay, but the 2 leading ones, Matching Hearts and A Valentine's Match, I didn't care for at all. It was a struggle to even finish them. They were very boring, and I don't know, not for me. But The Secret Ingredient, that one was okay, but I didn't think they had very good chemistry. And then Love in Store was really good. I liked that a lot. And Robert Buckley is so handsome, and I thought he had nice chemistry with Alexander Breckenridge. So it was cute. It was a cute story, and I think if you like rom-coms, I think you'd enjoy it. And he says, personally, Paradox Acre says, personally, I think Rumble is such a forgettable name for a monster wrestling movie. That's a good point. It is a very forgettable name. And like I said, I just don't see any benefit to releasing this trailer in February when it doesn't come out for a whole year. I don't know. It's weird to me. And I also just have been really turned off by any of the WWE movies that I've seen. Like the Surf's Up 2 was terrible. Some other things that I saw in February. I really loved Timmy Failure. Mistakes Were Made on Disney Plus. It was just such a cute movie. You can, I talked about it on the Hallmarkies podcast, so you can check that out. But I loved Timmy. He was so cute. Him on his Segway going around solving crime, and his polar bear, and there were some really sweet moments, tender moments, and I just loved it. I thought it was very, very well done. I highly recommend it if you like family films. I think you'd really enjoy Timmy Failure. It was so cute. I really enjoyed Sonic. I thought it was just cute. I just thought it was cheerful and fun and put me in a good mood. Let's see. Jaden the Critic says, do you think Rumble looks better or worse than Sherlock Gnomes? I mean, I didn't like the first Romeo and Juliet. So it's kind of a different situation where this, I don't have any kind of pre-existing baggage at all. But I love Sherlock Holmes. And so I was a little bit kind of turned off by the Sherlock Gnomes trailers because but I don't have any feeling for the WWE or anything like that. It looks like it's just something not made for me. But hopefully it'll be fun enough for people who love that. So it says, Tim Whitfield says, did you ever play or hear about the Humongous Entertainment games? I never have. I am not a gamer at all. So I can't help you there, unfortunately. Hi, Durbin. Yeah, I like Sonic too. Yeah, it was just it's just a cheerful, fun movie. I probably will get it on Blu-ray just because I think it's the kind of movie I would actually watch quite a bit. And just when I'm in a bad mood, put it on, it make me feel good. Then, yeah, I never saw the Gnomes movies. They're not good. But some other things, like I said, Timmy Failure, so cute. The Call of the Wild, I didn't go fresh on it. I don't think it's awful. It's been a while since I read the book. It was probably in high school, and I get kind of White Fang and Call of the Wild confused. And I just really thought Dan Stevens was terrible in the movie, and I definitely struggled with the CGI and kind of feeling invested in the adventure. But it was, I think if it's on Disney Plus, it's not too bad. And see, Durbin says, I want to see Sonic 2 now after the post-credit scenes. Me too. And I didn't anticipate that, but I don't know. It was just fun to me. To all the boys, P.S. I still love you. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really sweet. I thought the first one was a little overrated, so it was fun for me to see them, I thought, develop the characters a little bit better in this one. So it's a cute romance. And Durbin says, and then a combined Nintendo Universe Endgame movie. I think you're jumping ahead a little bit there, Durbin. Jaden says, Sonic was an extremely mediocre, but to each their own. Too bad. I really enjoyed it. Paradox Digger says, the first Nomeo film looked uninspired, so I never bothered watching any of them. Yeah, it's not the best. Tim Whitfield says, okay, did you ever watch any older television shows like Happy Days or Mary Tyler Moore Show? Especially, I've seen some Happy Days, but I love the Mary Tyler Moore Show. I have all the seasons on DVD. I absolutely, I think the writing is so good on that show. It's so funny, and it's one of the best shows. It maintained quality every season. It never lost it, no matter who left, who came. It's one of my all-time favorite shows for sure. And other shows, like I did love The Cosby Show. It's harder to watch now, but I loved that. And I love The Nanny. It's from the 90s, not as far back, but yeah, if you have other shows you want my opinion on, let's see. Jane says, are you jealous that I got the Minions 2 trailer before Call of the Wild? No, I'm not. Less Minions, the better. Durbin says, the CGI in Call of the Wild I got used to. Good movie, but I can agree, better straight to Disney Plus. Yeah, I don't know. I felt a little bit like, who is this movie made for? It seemed kind of boring for little kids. I mean, for medium-aged kids, and then it seemed a little violent for little kids. But people seem to be enjoying it. So, it's an adventure, and it's so beautiful that I didn't hate it. I was right on the edge, but that Dan Stevens performance, that that was just so bad, I thought. But I'm glad people are enjoying it. I always want people to enjoy the movies. And then there's Shaun the Sheep Farmageddon, which if you have Netflix, you should totally watch it. It's so cute, so funny. It's basically in the style of like your like silent movies, your Charlie Chaplin's, your Buster Keaton's kind of a thing. And it's after a sort of a not as good with Early Man. I think the Aardman's back with a really charming film, and that alien is so cute, so cute. See, Paradox Extra says, "Have you ever watched the MacGyver series?" I have. It's been a while. I haven't watched the new one. There's a new series, but I really enjoyed the old series back in the day. He could make a bomb out of a pen, so you always enjoyed that. See, Jane says, also yesterday was the anniversary of your favorite, the Lorax. Now, I hate the Lorax. It's terrible. I really don't like it. The thing that I especially don't like about the Lorax is that the way that they twist Dr. Seuss's original message of the book and make it about this greedy capitalist, and I really hate it. And so Jaden says, there was one kid in my theater of Call of the Wild that got scared at one point. Yeah, there's some pretty scary stuff. So I could see that. So then I also saw The Photograph, which I thought that the leads in it, Issa Rae and Lakefield Stanfield or something. Anyway, they had such good chemistry, and it was just a really stylish, really slick movie that I think... I thought it was really good. If you like romances, it tells another romance, and that wasn't as good. They talk about her mom's romance, but I definitely recommend it if you like romance. And then Onward, you saw that review here on the channel. I was able to yesterday go on Backseat Directors show. I don't know when that's going to air, but I did my top 5 Pixar films with them, so that was really fun. And I can't wait for everybody to get to see it. I really enjoyed it. I saw a movie on ABC Family called, Freeform, I guess now, called The Thing About Harry, which is kind of like a take on When Harry Met Sally, but it's about a gay relationship. And I thought it was actually really well done. It's definitely escapism. It's definitely kind of fluffy, but it was cute. And so if that's something that appeals to you, I think you should give it a shot. So let's see here. Tim Whitfield says, did you see Family Matters or Dallas? I've never seen Dallas, but I did see Family Matters. And I watched most of those TGI Friday, whatever, shows like Step by Step and those kind of things. I was never the biggest fan because Urkel is kind of annoying to me, but yeah, I mean, it definitely had its moments. I would, like I said, my favorite was Boy Meets World. I loved Boy Meets World. Jaden says, seeing Onward later this week. Also, did you see the Simpsons short before Onward? No, we didn't, not at the screening. So I'll look forward to when I get to see it to get to see that short. I heard it's really cute. It's fun. So that's good. I saw an indie called Olympic Dreams, which was filmed at the South Korean Olympics, and it stars what's her name? Nick Kroll and Alexi Papas, and I thought that they were cute and there were cute moments, but it was honestly just they needed to work on the pacing. You could tell a lot of it was improv, and they just kind of went there and filmed because they could get into the Olympics, and it was pretty boring, unfortunately. It's not awful, but it was pretty slow for me. So that was disappointing. See, Paradox says, recently started rewatching Little House on the Prairie. I used to call it Little Prairie on the House when I was little. So cute. It's so good. It actually is pretty intense at times. There in especially the later years as the girls were older. It could get pretty intense. And then they had 2 pretty good mysteries this month on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. Picture Perfect Mysteries, Dead Over Diamonds and Riddled with Deceit. Martha's Vineyard Mysteries. Both of those were fun because they had a heist element kind of to them. There was jewelry in both cases that got stolen, as well as a murder mystery. And so I'd recommend both those. I thought they were both good. And then, like I said, I really enjoyed Love in Store. And so that's definitely the best Hallmark movie of the year so far. The Invisible Man, I thought it was really good for like the first hour. Especially when there's this sense of somebody there. But the more things kind of went along, the more silly it got for me, and I started to be less invested. Still definitely recommend it, but I'm definitely not as high on it as it seems like most people are. So Jaden says, I really like The Simpsons, so I'm excited for the short. In fact, the one Simpsons short was the best part of Ice Age 4. Yeah, there you go. I love The Simpsons, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. Tim Willis says, do you have any favorite shows from the Disney afternoon and Disney's one Saturday morning? I'm not sure which is on which, but I love Darkwing Duck. I loved Gargoyles. I loved they had a Little Mermaid series, I think was in Disney afternoon. I'm trying to remember what else. There was DuckTales, but the one thing about I was going to do a whole series on the Disney afternoon on my blog a couple of years ago, and so I got them all and I was watching, and they are not binge watchable at all because almost every single episode is the same of those shows. Whether it's the Gummy Bears show, which is such a weird idea for a show, but they have almost the same plot, and I think it's because people were watching week to week as opposed to now where we watch like 15 in a row. I decided to not even do it because I just didn't want to, be a grumpy pants because I do think that the new DuckTales is probably better than the old DuckTales as far as the writing, the story, and they got some pretty good shows right now on Disney Channel. They have the DuckTales. They have the Tangled show, which just ended. They had Star Wars Rebels for a long time, and that was so good in my opinion. I think it's the best. I think Star Wars Rebels is the best thing that Disney Star Wars has made. That's my opinion. But so yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the others. But I loved Darkwing Duck. How can you not? That was really fun. So then I also saw My Hero Academia, Heroes Rising. And I think that this series is by far the best anime at being welcoming to newcomers who haven't watched very much of the series or aren't caught up, because they do a whole little catch up at the beginning. So make sure if you go see it, make sure that you go early because you want to make sure you get that little recap. And so definitely check that out if you want. I really enjoyed this movie, My Hero Academia, Heroes Rising. It's the first time that they've really it's just been the teens kind of on their own without the adult help, and they're kind of all sent to this island where they are supposed to protect the island. And the whole idea of the series is that all of these people have these quirks, which gives them power. So it's kind of like the X-Men a little bit. And they're still kind of learning to use their quirks. And I really just thought that it was very well done and well animated and an exciting story. Some of the action goes on a little long for my taste, but it was very well done. And so I definitely recommend My Hero Academia, Heroes Rising. And so, yeah, that's basically what I watched in February. I also saw at Sundance, I saw Downhill, which I did not like. I just thought that they were miscast. It wasn't funny. And I don't know. It was just one of those movies that thinks the people complaining a lot is funny, but it's really not. And people fighting a lot isn't inherently funny. So I don't recommend Downhill. Also, Wendy, I saw at Sundance, which came out this month, and I gave it a positive review on Rotten Tomatoes. And so it's so beautiful. It's by the same director of Beasts of the Southern Wild, and it's supposed to be this modern take on Peter Pan. And I think that it starts to feel a little exhausting at a certain point, and I think that it's not quite as whimsical as Beasts of the Southern Wild. It's I don't know, it was kind of depressing a lot of times. And I don't know, I didn't love it, but it was creative enough and beautiful enough and had beautiful enough music to be worthy of a watch, but maybe a rental, I would say, on that one. Let's see, Tim Whitfield says, okay, did you ever watch Recess, Pepper Ann, or the Disney run of Doug? I'm not sure which run of Doug that I watched, but I did watch Doug a lot, and I really enjoyed it. And then I didn't watch the other two shows for good things, but I actually haven't watched Recess or Pepper Ann. So, yeah. And let's see if there's anything else that I was going to talk about. But yeah, that's basically everything that I have, I think. Do you have any other questions for me this month? They had one other movie on Hallmark called The Bad Date Chronicles, which was actually purchased by them, that was filmed in 2016. So it was kind of weird. Like, everybody looked younger. All the actors looked so young. And, but you could tell that it's not like typical Hallmark. So it was kind of refreshing in that way. But it's about these two bloggers who blog about their bad dates, and they end up going on a date together, and things go crazy and bad, terrible. And so they end up writing all these blogs, and it was cute. It was fun. So I enjoyed that. And, yeah, so my favorite, I think, of the month is probably Shaun the Sheep for Armageddon. I thought it was so cute. I just loved it. But I also loved Timmy Failure. Like I said, it was adorable. So there we go. I think that's everything that I have to say. Let me know what you've been watching and what you've been enjoying. We got a new comment. New Kids on the Block says, I've had fun introducing my daughter to the late 90s, early 2000s Disney Channel original movies. She loves Xenon and Johnny Tsunami. It is fun to watch them after 2 decades. Yeah, definitely. Actually, a lot of those I haven't seen because I started college in 1998. So I was kind of, I was kind of past that. So I've been like slowly kind of making up for it a little bit with things like my Disney Scares Month series, but I really need to kind of catch up on those. I wish I had more time. I just finally started watching the High School Musical, the series, the Crazy Long Name series, and I think we're going to cover it over at Hallmarkies podcast. And that is pretty fun, pretty charming. And even though it has the most ridiculous name, I also watched one episode of the what is it called? The President, the Future President or whatever series, with Gina Rodriguez in it, and it was cute. I didn't really feel a pull to watch more of it. I think it's pretty for kids. But it was pretty cute. I did watch The Mandalorian. I guess I've never really reported on that. So I really enjoyed it. And I think that they did so much, especially for a character that can't talk, and that you can't see his face in that sense of talking. And you just hear these sort of, it's not like a normal person where you can have these conversations. And so I thought that they did a lot to bring personality to the character, considering you can't see his face. And I thought that, that some of the episodes were better than others, but of course, Baby Yoda, so cute. And so, yeah, I enjoyed that for sure. Let's see, Aaron Johnson says, did you ever watch the TV show spinoff of Lion King, The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa, or the show The Lion Guard? Both of those shows are fun. I think I did watch Timon and Pumbaa. The Lion King came out when I was 13, so I was like right on that edge of, I'm too cool for, things like that. So it wasn't as impactful on my life as the way the Beauty and the Beast and the Little Mermaid were for me. But I still really enjoyed it. And I think I remember watching that show every now and then. I've seen the sequel, Lion King, I think 1.5. And I ranked those with my friend Sean Chandler over on his channel. So you should check that out, all the Lion King sequels. I have seen The Lion Guard, just the TV movie that they had at the beginning. I haven't watched any of the actual episodes, and I thought it was cute. They got tons of voice talent, and they had some pretty animation, and so yeah, I enjoyed The Lion Guard. It's for little kids, so you kind of have to keep that in mind. Let's see. Paradox says, but why would Mandalorian cover up Pedro Pascal's face? Seems like a waste. True. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, maybe that's for season 2, the big reveal. I mean, we get that at the very, very, very end, but yeah, that's funny. I haven't gotten to watch any of the new season of Clone Wars yet. It's just so hard with television to find the time to watch these shows. Whereas the movie, you can get it done in 2 hours and you're back on with your life. So, that's sometimes kind of frustrating. But, I also saw at Sundance, I saw Horse Girl, which is on Netflix now, and I did not like it at all. I mean, granted, it was the end of a long day. It was really hot in the theater. My friend sitting next to me hated it. And so there was a lot of things going against it, but like it starts out kind of charming and like interesting, but then it just goes to this sci-fi nonsense. I just felt like it thought it was more clever than it was. And it's just one of those Sundance movies that are just like, oh no, it felt like it would never end. So I was not a big fan of Horse Girl. I don't recommend it. So I saw Miss Americana at Sundance, and that's on Netflix as well. I think it's a perfectly serviceable music documentary. If you're looking for more, some like deep, they try, and I thought that fell flat. But if you just want to see Taylor singing and her sort of behind the scenes, then you'll enjoy it. So I give it a very mild recommendation. It's a shame about Horse Girl because the trailer looked kind of cool. Some people have liked it. It's definitely out there. So you should, if you had that reaction to the trailer, then maybe you should give it a shot and see if it works for you. I just felt like it went way off the rails at a certain point, and it was just kind of indie movie that's not for me, for sure. All right. I think, did we get everybody? We answer everyone's question. I think we hopefully did. But hopefully you thought this was fun. And if you'd like me to, I'm really thrilled there's so many questions. So if you'd like me to do more of these, just let me know. Because I really enjoy doing them once I figure out this new system that they have. But yeah, there we go. I have tomorrow is my screening of I Still Believe. So I'll have a review of that coming out, assuming I feel well enough to go. And then I have on Thursday, I finally get to see Emma. They didn't do a screening for critics here in Utah, but everybody I know who's seen it has really enjoyed it. And so I'm very excited for that movie because I love Jane Austen and I kind of need a good one after this disappointment with Sanditon. So I'm excited for that. So that's coming up. And what else is coming up? So let's see. Yeah, just a lot of stuff at Hallmark's podcast coming up. I'm going to be recording the Talking Disney next week on Fun and Fancy Free with Stanford. And then we're going to cover Gulliver's Travels for Obscure Animation. So that should be fun. And My Spy I see next week, now on the 11th. So I'll have a review of that coming out. Oh, and then this next weekend, assuming I'm feeling well enough, I'm going to be going to the Tumbleweeds Film Festival, which is a family film festival here in Utah. So if any of you guys are in Utah, this is a really fun opportunity. They have all different kinds of activities and crafts and all kinds of stuff to get kids excited about film. And the foreign films, they have like dub so the kids can listen in English. So that's a really good experience for kids too, to get to experience a foreign film. And it's a really great little film festival, and so it's all kid appropriate. And so anyway, that's going to be the next 2 weekends for me, is at the Tumbleweeds Film Festival, assuming that I feel well enough. But if you are in Utah, you should definitely come out. It's pretty fun. So let's see. So I'm glad I managed to be here live for this one. Yes, thank you so much. This was so fun. Well, there we go. I think that's good. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And let me know in the comments section what you think about any of these things I talked about. And I'll definitely do more of these because this was really fun. So I'll talk to you all later. And bye, everyone.